Welcome to our tutorial on studio setup tips. In this chapter, we'll be giving you some basics on optimal setup of your studio. Your goal is to get audio in and out with the highest possible quality. Obviously, the environment where you set up your studio and the gear you use impact the quality of your input. Low-level noise or a hum in your music can be really frustrating. Unfortunately, the likelihood of such noise in your input path grows as your studio becomes more complex, more connections, wires. When you record audio with a low-level buzz, unfortunately it does become a permanent part of your music. You can remove it with a noise gate, but you will suffer some reduction in the depth of the sound. You may not notice a loss in quality if your gate threshold is low enough. Regardless, you should avoid low-level noise sources as much as possible. Low-level noise can be caused by many things: refrigerator, air conditioner, a nearby freeway, a lousy cable, too many magnets and electromagnetic fields in one place, your cell phone, monitors, etc. The most common cause is a ground loop. This is what happens when your gear is all connected together with cables, while at the same time each device maintains its own connection to the earth for grounding. Some devices have a switch for lifting the ground or disconnecting it from the earth. Lights also create electromagnetic noise that can make your audio setup buzz. Try turning off your lights if you have a buzz you can't seem to get rid of. Lights with dimmer switches pose especial problems. Good wiring does make a difference in the quality of audio getting in and out of your gear. You don't need the most expensive cables, but try to stay away from the cheapest and use as short a cable as possible. Keep your audio cables as far away as possible from your power cables, computer, and monitor. A final word here about the positioning of your monitors. Generally, they're meant to be about a yard away from you, but most important is their side-to-side positioning, which allows you to best listen to your mix and to the panning. The ideal positioning is 30 degrees off dead center in either direction and angled toward you as shown here. Take some time to experiment with the natural reverberation and other effects of sound in your studio. If you're working from home, there's a lot you can do with a sofa and sleeping bags, and even your closet to soften up sound, or inside your tiled bathroom to give some intense effects. Take some time to study methods for positioning mics to best capture your instrument. For example, a folk singer can sing pretty close to a microphone, but an opera singer usually needs a little more room for the sound to bounce around before it gets into the mic. Same thing with a violin. You'd want to capture some of the reverberation of sound from the room in addition to the mic's close-up of the strings. Whereas on a classical guitar, the room sound is not as fundamental to the acoustic. This is an enormous topic and well worth your time to explore. Fortunately, there are a lot of resources on the web about this now. And this concludes our segment on studio setup tips.